Heidi here, and welcome to day one of the Flower Fest. I am so happy you're here. So as you come on, please say hi. Please let us know you're here. Number one, the challenge to myself and to you. Oh, Bobby Easley's here. Hi, Bobby.
Hey.
For those of y'all that don't know my family yet, that are new to me, hey, Teresa. Oh, thank you. I know, look at my fringe. I can't wear it while I paint, but I thought to open the Flower Fest, I should definitely have it on because it's one of my favorite jackets ever. So what I wanted to do was just kind of give you a really quick thing of what to expect over the next 4 days together. So I hope you're not sick of me because we're going to have a lot of time together. And I want you all to just take a deep breath because I need it more than probably you need it because I always get so excited and nervous for these things. So I'm going to take a deep breath. I thought you were breathing. You look like you're holding your breath. Take a deep breath. And what we're going to be doing is all of the fun stuff. Yay, you can see me. Awesome, Patty. Thanks for letting me know. Good morning, Melissa. Hello, Becky. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Edna. We're also going to, if y'all don't mind, give a huge round of applause to the Texas Art and Soul team, which is all behind the scenes right now, helping you respond to your questions because you're going to be able to ask questions the entire time. Bobby, you want to say a shout out? You want to say hi?
Hello, everybody.
Bobby's behind.
I'm in the back row.
He's behind the camera, so he's going to be grabbing your question. Actually, Brendan, who's also behind the camera, she's going to be grabbing your questions, sending them to Bobby. Bobby's going to be asking them to me, and then we'll go back and forth between me and Bobby answering your questions. Here in a little bit, we're going to go over the paint party calculator, so make sure you stay till the end for that. This is basically teaching you how to have money in the bank, a way to calculate a profit every party. So I'm excited. Hi, BFF. Hello, Candy. You found me. Yes. Awesome. Oh, Eddie says, thanks to all your staff. Yes, please do a big round of applause for the Texas Art and Soul staff in the background. It's been helping you for the past 3 weeks get situated, get everything going for you. So we just want to say a huge shout out to them. Also, remember, this is for beginner painters, or if you've been doing this a while, I'm going to walk you step by step, so don't worry. But it is literally going to be just for any level. So it's going to be all levels. And then I do ask that as you are commenting, okay, this is a nice little thing I just want to ask. We are kind, okay? We are kind in this group. And, you know, if you're in Flower Fest and you know me at all, that's one of my huge things. I do not tolerate people being ugly. So if you don't want to watch, don't watch, right? Like if you don't want to say something nice behind the keyboard, then please don't say it, okay? So we really, really keep that rule pretty strict. There's a million places you can go online and be mean, but this is not one of them. We're here to paint, to encourage each other. I've already seen it inside the Flower Fest, how y'all are encouraging each other, doing your first lives. I was looking at some of y'all's lives this morning and just so grateful how you were able to go in and do something that you've never done before. So cheers to that. Cheers. All right, so let's get started. I am going to start painting this. So I'm going to start teaching you step by step how to paint. Are y'all ready? Okay. All right, so me and Bobby had a little bit of a debacle this morning, didn't we?
A little bit.
A little bit. So I'm a true artist, and what that means is that behind this camera is a disaster. We only cleaned up this area.
Are you calling me a disaster?
No, not you.
Oh.
Not you. Just behind the paint party table, right? And so what is happening? Oh, good, Patty. Oh, awesome. Oh, Linda says I was so nervous on that live. I know, it is very nerve-wracking. Like, I still get nervous. Bobby's like, you've done it 1,000 times. And I'm like, I still get nervous. But what we found out was we did not have all the correct yellows. And I think it's because I used them all. Well, Bobby brought it to my attention. It's probably because you used them all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what colors I used as we're doing this. And then as questions come in, Bobby, if you'll kind of read them, we'll go back and forth. But I'm going to go ahead and start us off. So what you're going to do is when you go to a paint party, you should already have this pre-traced. Later in the week, tomorrow, I'm going to teach you how to use the magic script. So some of you, if you're brave enough and you accept the challenge, you will actually book a paint party before the end of the week. I know, it's crazy, but it really works. So what I'm going to do is teach you that tomorrow. So what you would do is if you book your paint party, when you book your paint party, you would have this pre-traced, ready to go for your painters. Now, you show up at the paint party. Hi, my name is Heidi, and I am so excited to be here. I cannot wait to share with you. And the next couple of hours, which in our case, less than 1 hour, we're going to be painting, and I will be painting fast. Know that if you don't paint with me at the same time, it's okay. You have until Monday night to get your paintings done. That's not for the paint party. That's for me and you, okay? All right, so then you'll say, your little intro, quick intro. I usually say, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I promise.
I promise.
Not to judge.
Not to judge.
My painting.
My painting.
Or my neighbor's painting.
Or my neighbor's painting.
Until the very, very end.
Until the very, very end.
Perfect. Thank you, Bobby.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So that's what I usually do. And then I'll say, okay, everybody grab your biggest brush, your 1-inch flat, hold it up. Everybody holds it up. And I say, okay, go ahead and paint. We're going to get the buttermilk yellow. If you did not find buttermilk, this one, it's like a buttermilk. If you did not find buttermilk, just get something that's similar. I mean, seriously, we're actually given an award for the most creative colors. So you could actually paint this purple if you want. You could paint them any color. So I'm just gonna start filling in the second one right here with buttermilk. And then we'll go to the next one, which is, and I'm using 2 different colors that I did not have on the list, a golden yellow and a sunset gold. So while I'm painting those in, we'll answer some of your paint party questions. All right, let's do it, Bobby.
All right. Let me go back over here. I got some questions. So Jen Hatch asked, how do you know how much paint to bring to a paint party?
Oh, Jen, that is a great question. Okay, anybody in the comments that wants to say the answer, please do. Okay, so Jen, I always bring more than enough, okay? So there's this saying I have, don't trip over pennies to make dollars. What happens is when people get very, very specific about, well, I have a paint party of 10, so I need exactly this much for 1 person and this much for 2 people and this much for 3. Like, it just can drive you crazy. What I do is if I have a party of 10 and I know they use this much, I know they're only going to need 1 bottle, but I'm going to bring 3 of these. Okay, and I'm going to bring all the other colors as well, because when I start my paint parties, I always say my art table is your art table. And I actually encourage them, even though a lot of times they won't, I'll encourage them to do different colors. So I always bring usually 3 times the amount I should. And honestly, it's because I have been doing this for over 16 years and I have showed up at paint parties without the right color. One year I'd actually collaborated with this cute little girl. She wanted to have her birthday was around Christmas, and she wanted to have a Christmas angel, and she actually drew up the design, and we collaborated, and I created the painting for it. It was an adorable painting, and we kind of worked on it together. It was so cute. And then I show up, and it's a red Christmas dress, and guess what color I forgot to bring? And it was in the country. Lovely. So I look at that little girl because I'm in a panic, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I do not want to disappoint her. I don't want to disappoint her family. That I did not have a place to go to Michael's to go get some. I was by myself. I couldn't get somebody to go run and grab it. And so I looked at that little girl and I was like, hey, do you have any red in your craft room? And so she ran to her craft room. She grabbed the red, and I was like, thank the Lord. She had 1 bottle of red paint. And I was like, does anybody want to change their angel dress color? We have purple, we have pinks, everything I could to try to get them to pick a different color than the one that needed to happen. So I've had a couple of parties where I've ran out. So now I just over bring on purpose, and just it makes me sleep better. So that's my answer. Rita says, that's awesome. She probably thought she was such a big helper too. She was amazing. Oh my gosh, she was so cute. Let's see, we have a white Christmas. Yeah, everybody gets a white dress and nothing else. Yeah, Lisa, I think so too. Always bring a lot, especially white and black. Yeah, that's the thing I think people start to struggle with. They go, well, if I bring too much, or people use too much, or they use my glitter. I'm like, no, I promise you, we over deliver on everything, and it always pays us back well. So I've actually sent people home with brushes with extra glitter because I want them to refer me, to come back to my parties, to feel loved. So, all right, go for it, Bobby. What's next?
Let's go to Michelle Blackman. She says, do you promote teaching mixing their own colors to create the right colors when you have not been able to find the right ones?
Oh my gosh, was that Michelle?
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy, Michelle. I was about to show you how I didn't have the right color, so I'm going to use a little bit of buttermilk to bring that tone down a little bit. So yes, if I didn't have the right colors, I would do two things. I would either do that little small mixture and tell them, or I would mix it ahead of time, and that's what I would pass out. Because look at how that's almost perfectly matched now. See how that color is almost perfectly matched? And what I just used was Sunset Gold, and then I mixed it with buttermilk. So Sunset Gold and mixed with buttermilk. So remember, we're artists, we're creatives, and even if you're brand new at this, you can learn these little tricks to where if you can't find the right color, which right now I'm not painting with the exact color that's on the list because I can't find it. It's in this room somewhere, or I used it all to paint all these paintings. And so I'm out of that color. So I am just mixing Sunset Gold with buttermilk. So if you feel confident enough and it's just two colors, you can for sure have your guests do that. If not, I highly recommend mixing it ahead of time. If it's something that's going to take too much time, mix ahead of time and put that on their plates. Great question. All right, what's up? What's the next one?
Okay, so Trina, I hope I say this right, Deed, it's D-I-E-D-E. She says, do you use a specific kind of pencil for tracing?
Oh, good question. We do not. I think this was supposed to go straight. Pixie traced these yesterday live. I don't know if y'all saw her or not. She did a great job, but looks like she missed a little line. Overall, great job. I can fix it during the live. It's fine. Actually, it goes here. I don't know what she did. We're just gonna fill this in a little bit. We're just gonna make this go straight and fill it in. Sorry, I got distracted. What was the question?
Do we use a specific type of pencil when we trace? And also, do you always do a Sharpie over the top, or do you not?
Oh, okay. So you answer the first part of this because you trace more canvases than I do now.
Yeah, so normally I don't use a pencil at all. Like we use carbon paper to do tracings onto the canvas. And then if it's really light, I'll sometimes go over it with a Sharpie. But we try to leave it light if we can so it doesn't come through the paint so much. But I don't know, some of them you say absolutely use a Sharpie on. I don't know how you make that decision. You just tell me what to do and I do it.
Thank you, Bobby. That's way easier.
It's much easier that way.
It is way easier. Yeah, so a lot of times, like if it's a painting where it really needs a Sharpie, so like we did Sharpies for this because I wanted y'all to be able to see it really easy, okay? So we did Sharpies for this so that you could see it. And I'm going to be painting flowers in here, so I'm not really going to worry too much about that. I'll probably cover it. Actually, I might just put a little. So it just depends. Also, if you have the time, and I know a lot of people trace differently, you can use projectors, you can use whatever. We have a projector, but a lot of times I know people are brand new to this and they don't want to spend the money to get a projector. So again, I just try to always like make it the easiest and cheapest way possible for you. And so a piece of carbon paper and a little time and you can get it done. And then if you have the time to Sharpie it, it's really, really pretty. When you have all of them sitting out, your guests immediately are like, oh, I can't wait. Like they're excited because it's like a paint by number. So very, very, very fun. Okay, I'm just adding this in. Now I'm about to go to this like yellowish, and I don't love the yellow that I have, which is, well, I love it by itself, but I don't really love it in here. It's a golden yellow. So what I'm going to do, back to, I think it was Michelle earlier, I haven't rinsed my brush at all. I'm just going to take that golden yellow and mix it with that sunset gold. And so now we have kind of like a harmonious, I said a big word. If you're new to me, I pat myself on the back every time I say a big word because I'm really bad at it. So I'm going to pat myself on the back. I would appreciate some cheers in the comments because I did it. I said harmonious. I think I said it right. I'm not real sure. But I'm going to mix these two together and then I'm going to grab it. And then again, now we have a little bit of a darker color, but it's harmoniously pretty. I don't even know if that's the right way to use that. We're going to go with it. I'm not sure.
I like it.
You like it? You think it'll work?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to add those here and here just to have a little bit of a darker. And then we're going to use this same darker color here. And if you notice, ours isn't very orange. And that's because I don't have the right color. So I could grab an orange, but I'm just gonna try to stick with these 3 yellows. So we're just gonna have a little bit of a yellowish down here too, which is totally fine. Again, don't beat yourself up over it if you don't have all the exact colors. So we're just gonna grab that and get that on there. Actually, I do want an orange. I know. I can't take it. I can't take it. I'm going to the paint wall. We should be able to find something back here, right? Okay, so let's see what orange we need. Okay, this is, again, yeah, we're going to go with orange twist. Orange twist.
Well, that's a twist.
That, I know. We just did a plot twist. Plot twist happening right before your eyes. Okay, I'm going to put this down here so I can have y'all see it a little bit more. Okay, all right. Oh, and then we talked about the Sharpie. Okay, awesome. Y'all are asking wonderful questions, by the way.
So Ashley says, what if they want a different color that you didn't have? For example, your base on here is this minty green color, and let's say somebody wanted to paint it purple, but you didn't bring it. How do you prepare for that?
So try to bring it. We just try after we get the main colors of the paint party, because most people, like I said, are going to use the colors you bring just because you're going to have them already ready on a plate. Most people will, but then you're going to have people that get, comfortable with you and they start painting with you every month or whatever. And then they're going to kind of start to branch out or want to make theirs a little bit different, which I love. Love, love, love that. I'm going to go ahead and rinse my brush because we're going to move to the next step. So I would recommend, what we do is as soon as we've packed our paint parties, for, all the colors that we for sure need. And again, we overpack. So if I think I need 1 red for 10 people, I'm going to pack 3 reds just in case. After we get the colors we need, then what I do is I go through my paints and I'll basically go through my paints and I'll grab the colors that we have not chosen. So like the metallic, turquoise, fun colors that I know that would make their paintings really cool. And then I just grab 2 or 3 of each of those just so that it's ready. And what I like to use is just some Marshall's bags, IKEA bags, anything like that. We actually, if y'all have some suggestions on how you take your paint to parties, please let us know in the comments. Okay, our next step. Now, if you're like me, you print these out for your people at your paint parties. So we have step-by-step instructions, and that's what's really cool about, having access to these is if you forget or you're nervous, you can have these at the tables, and you can also have them in front of you. So right now, I'm okay, I painted the rays, but what's next? Let me look, okay? With a clean brush and light blue paint, paint in the flower vase. Well, let's do it. That's easy. Okay, so I'm gonna rinse my brush. And then I'm gonna say, okay, using the same brush, okay, the 1-inch flat, we're gonna grab the sweet mint. All right, we already have it on their plate for them. We're gonna grab the sweet mint and go ahead and paint the flower vase. So the flower vase is gonna go off the entire thing here. So we're just gonna paint all of this in. All right, and let's answer some more questions. I hope are y'all having fun? Please let me know in the comments with some hearts or a yes if this is helpful to you. Our whole goal with doing these spring events is just to, whether you have been teaching a paint party forever or whether you are brand new to teaching paint parties, that you realize the potential, and hopefully these events help inspire you. So if you're watching right now, I wish I could put on music for you, but I highly recommend say, hey Alexa, Alexa, never mind. I can't say it or it'll stop the Facebook Live, but you can actually play music while you're listening to this, and then it just makes it more fun. So ask your Alexa to play some music and just have fun. Oh, good, Hannah. That's awesome. Oh, glory, yes. So yeah, I always say go ahead and paint your edges while you're there. So as I'm walking around helping, I just say paint your edges. All right, Bobby, you want to answer the next one?
Sure.
Did you pick one? Yeah. Bobby knows so much about paint parties, y'all.
I've got a list here. But Yvonne Carson says, how can I do my first paint party on Zoom? I have an Android phone. How do they see what I'm doing like we see you doing?
Awesome. So Yvonne, is that right?
Yes.
Hey Yvonne, thanks for being here. Okay, so online paint parties, seriously y'all, right now, what am I doing?
Painting?
An online paint party. Yeah, I'm painting too. Yes, Bobby. Good job. Good.
Yeah,
right answer. You get a gift card. So here's the thing. Okay, good, Gina. Okay, awesome. Yes, okay, that's perfect.
Are you flying somewhere?
That was a dad joke.
Yeah,
that was
pretty bad. I'm sorry.
That was a cheesy dad
I
joke.
get my gift card back.
Your gift card is revoked. That's for sure revoked. What were we talking about?
We were talking about how you set up to do like an online paint party.
Oh, yes.
It was pretty simple.
Yeah. Let me get the next step going, and then we're going to answer Yvonne's question in full detail. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get to this pink, okay? So we're going to add some pink layers to these flowers first. So I'm actually going to just fill these in with pink, and then we'll add some pink into here. Now, I'm actually going to use the dragon fruit first, but you can either use, and I'm using the same brush, you can use dragon fruit or strawberry first. It does not matter. Yeah, Amy, I always use the same 3 brushes all the time. It just makes it cheaper. And then sometimes just for fanciness, I throw in a chip brush. I found in a chip brush. And I definitely want to answer Cece's question. Oh, that's a good one. So make sure y'all get that one. I'll answer that in a minute. But let's go back to Yvette, correct?
Yeah,
Yvonne. Oh my gosh. Yvonne. For any of y'all that are thinking like, hey, I love this idea of a paint party, but I really don't want to do them in person. Here is the really cool thing. So we talk a lot about paint parties in person, but we also talk about online paint parties and how it does take longer to get online paint parties going. They're not as fast of cash as in-person parties are. So in-person parties, you can book your party literally this week if you follow what I'm going to teach you tomorrow. You can book your party this week and you can actually have a party probably within 3 weeks if you do what I'm going to tell you what to do with the magic script. Now, online paint parties take longer because you have to build an audience. So for example, a lot of y'all might not have a business following yet. You might not have people watching your page yet. But here's what I tell everybody. If you want to start painting online, if you want to start doing paint parties online like what I'm doing right now, y'all, it's a link to pay. Then people come to a group. So you could do it via Zoom where you share the link via Zoom and then it's like a private. So like on Friday, you're going to see that with me. Because Friday, I'm going to be Zoom face-to-face with y'all, and I'm going to be answering your questions, right? So that's going to be an example of a Zoom. The only thing different, and I've done this with corporate parties, I'll have a Zoom, I'll have it on my computer, and I actually have the Zoom link to the painters, and then we all show up and we talk and we're kind of face-to-face. So you can actually do online paint parties. You just have to do basically a little bit different, and you need to, in order to have, customers, you need to start building a following online. So sometimes people get just, frustrated because they're like, I really want to do this online, but they forget that sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get it online. Where in person, it can happen so much faster. So my thing is like to kind of ask yourself, well, what are your goals? Do you need to start making money immediately? Then I would tomorrow, when I teach you how to send the script, I would send the script tomorrow. I would start that process, right? Then if you're like, oh, I have time to build this. I don't really have to have money right now. I have time to build this. Then I would go, okay, I'm going to start doing what I need to do to make, people see me online. And that's why I had y'all actually introduce yourself on a Facebook Live. Not only did I want to see you and hear you and see what you were most excited about, but I also wanted to show you that you can get over your fear. I was the scaredest person. Like when I used to go live, y'all, it was bad. Oh my gosh. We have a video. We should find it. But I looked like I was high. I was just like, hello, please. I was just terrified, so scared. And then you just start to get better and better at it. And then you just get where you can actually, you get better at it. I mean, I still get nervous, even before this event. We have, almost 2,000 of y'all signed up for this event. So, and I know there's 300 of you watching right now, but there'll be, by the end of the day, there'll be several hundred more watching. And then by the end of the week, several hundred more. So it does make me nervous. However, you get kind of like not over it, but you start to go, okay, this is nerves. I can do this. I can still make this happen. And then once you see the results and all of that, then it's totally worth it. So that was a long-winded answer, but hopefully that helped you. And I don't know what's going on here, but I'm just going to make it a flower.
It's a flower.
I don't know. It's a little bit different than, I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to.
It's on your.
It's not on.
Yeah. You did the same thing. You just made it a flower.
I just made it maybe two. I don't know. I think I need to like paint the yellow into there. I don't know. Okay. All right. Let's see. What else we got, Bobby? You want to answer the next one?
I'm going to let you answer this next one.
Oh, is it a...
Yeah, because I'm going to combine two different people's questions.
Oh, fancy. Okay.
It kind of goes along with Cece's question from earlier.
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited to answer that one.
And so, where's it at? There's a lot of good questions.
Actually, I'm going to grab a little bit of pink first. Leslie, do I give gift cards at my paint parties? Actually, I give little presents. So I give I'm just going to do a couple little lines here. And yeah, I give little presents. Sometimes it's gift cards from the restaurant, or sometimes if it's at a country club, I'll go buy stuff from the dollar store and put it together real cute. And the other day we were at Walmart and I just bought some pretty candles because I have a couple of paint parties coming up in May. And so I bought a couple of candles and I'm just going to make them really cute. So it's summery. I bought some little watermelon wine glasses that were $1 each, and I'm going to put them together in a little gift bag, things like that. So yeah, so much fun. Okay, I'm going to use the big brush again. I know it's crazy, but I use this for a lot of stuff. And I'm going to use that dark green. Now, we did not have the dark green that I told y'all to get, so we supplemented it with evergreen. Okay, so really the goal is just to have a dark green. And then I'm just going to tell my painters, okay, grab your brush. And if the big one is too big, you can go to your round brush. But what we're going to do is just fill this in, okay? All right, so what's our next question?
Okay, so up here we had, where's she at? Karen Rosarn. She said, how advanced do you go into your paint parties? Some love beginner courses while others maybe look for more. And it kind of goes with Cece's question, Cece Bella, who said, do you find that people are disappointed that they're not painting freehand? Do you have the outline pre-done prior to arrival?
Yeah, oh my gosh. Okay, so let me go to Cece's question first, then we'll circle back to the other question. I used to always teach my paintings freehand way back in the day. And then one time we did this reindeer and it was a little more difficult. And I was honestly like, you know what? I better bring a tracer. I feel like this is going to go south. I just had this feeling. And so I brought 3 tracers. I had 55 people at this party. 3 tracers, and I was as they were signing in, I was like, hey, as you come in, if you want to, trace it, you can have it traced, just grab the carbon paper and the tracer. And I had it, actually, at that time, I used to cut them out of poster board. It was pre-carbon paper. I would cut them out of poster board. Well, what happened over the next 30 minutes changed my entire paint party business. For the next 30 minutes, we were supposed to start painting. Every single person in that paint party was tracing. 55 people waited for those tracers to come around so that they could trace it. Now, here's what I do. I always bring maybe 1 or 2 blank canvases. You can do that if you're nervous about that, because if you have somebody go, oh, I really wanted to paint it, without the tracer. But honestly, this is a beginner paint party. Teaching more fine art workshops, that's a different type of thing. And you may start to see you have your same painters coming in. But remember, teaching a fine art workshop versus teaching a beginner painting is a totally different thing. When you're doing this, you can go teach it, sometimes I do have paintings that are harder than others, but they basically are color block. People are coming for their kind of social hour. People are coming to hang out with their friends. I have, literally painters that have painted with me for years that keep coming back, even though it's a basic painting. And yeah, Sherry, fun art, not fine art. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can be a fine artist and still make money doing beginner art. And then let's say you have this group that you're painting with all the time, and all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, I really would like to learn this. You could bring some of those more fine art type pieces and ask them and say, hey, would you like to learn more of this? And have them sign up and prepay at that event. Then you're going to be like, oh, okay, they really want that. But really, y'all, I have found that it's almost like whenever I was trying to get real fancy and I was like trying to do mixed media and all these, because, as an artist, we want to go into that, right? Like we want to expand our horizons. And so sometimes I make the joke, I'm literally like stuck at stage 1 in my art and I have to like take time for myself. I'm going to fill this in just a little bit. Sometimes I have to take time for myself and just, paint and just experiment with my paintings because, my whole business and a lot of your whole business is based on being able to paint and teach the very basic paintings. And so we can look at that as like, oh, I really want to do my fine art. Or we could look at that as, wait, this business, which I get to paint pretty flowers, is paying my mortgage. This business is paying my stuff. And then if I want to bring my fine art pieces and sell them, or if I want to do a more advanced class, I can get people to sign up. But I'm just saying it is so much easier now to do like a beginner class like this. And you're going to have so many more people sign up than to do a bunch of different fine art type stuff. Okay, let's see. I'm going to look at my next step real quick on my sheet. I think I jumped around. And then we'll do the next question. So hopefully that helps. Let me know.
Can I add to your answer there real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
So I think that most people that come to these types of parties know that it's not going to be like a fine arts instruction class.
Yeah, that's true.
And so they come into it knowing it's just to come have fun. And then a lot of our advanced painters that show up, they end up like going off on their own kind of and putting way more detail into the paintings and stuff like that. And you get to see some really cool styles, which is awesome. And then the last thing I'll say about it is Heidi does at her paint parties teach some techniques that she uses. Maybe they're not advanced, maybe they're just stuff that she's learned over the years that help her. And a lot of times it's something that they haven't, these artists haven't heard of yet. And so they do get to learn something there. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's important too.
Yeah, and know your audience. So like for a paint party business, and again, I'm just using a little bit of the strawberry with some white with the round brush. And I'm just going to start getting some lines in here for some texture. So I purposely at my parties, I use the word blob and swoosh. And I purposely don't use fancy words because this is more of an experience, I think. But Bobby is totally right. We have seen artists come in, they come to paint. Oh my gosh, remember Christmas just recently? That lady that was in her 90s. Yeah. And she had been like a fine artist her whole life. And she sat there and painted and just had so much fun because, she hadn't pulled out her paints in forever. But she's, a fine artist and doing really cool stuff. So has done in her life. So yeah, I think you always allow people, I always say, I'm going to teach the vase, but you can paint the Eiffel Tower if you want. It doesn't matter to me. You won't hurt my feelings. And then I just let people have fun and really just, be a place, really paint parties. I always say this, it's not, y'all. I will say this until my dying breath. It is not about paint parties. It never has. I feel like my calling is sharing God's love through art. And I feel like, and that doesn't mean I have to go into a paint party and shout, Jesus' name, any of that. I just feel like that's my calling, is to share God's love through art. And that means being kind to people. That means showing them that you care. And it is really more for me about setting up an event and letting them connect. I just talked about this yesterday in Paint Party headquarters. Loneliness. I just heard a stat, and this just made me so sad. I just heard a stat. I don't think I told you this, Bobby. Loneliness. They said people who are lonely, and this is why I mean, even if you're, not going to a paint party, but you're teaching it, it gets you out of your head. Seriously. And I'll tell you a story about that in a minute. But loneliness, the stat is loneliness is as bad for you, actually worse, if you were smoking 15 cigarettes a day. They said it's that bad on your body because you're not communicating with other people. You're not, having friendships, things like that. And so when I see people sign up for my parties that come alone, And now they have this place to come every month, and they get to connect with people who like to paint, who like to hang out. And when I heard that, it just made me so sad. Like, it just made me so sad. And it made me realize, like, this is more than just me painting a little vase at a paint party. It's more than that. It is literally going and connecting. When I see people that I haven't painted with for a month, 2 months, like, hi, Brenda. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you. Like, I'm ready to hug them and hear about their family and hear about what's going on in their life. And I think when we can, do a paint party and know we're going into it to show them love, and again, I mean, some people are just about money. And when I first started this, I'm going to tell you straight, it was because I needed money. We went bankrupt to business owner before the age of 30, lost everything. For those of you that don't know my story, I'll share that later in the week. I'm going to use just white now, but lost everything. And I remember just like needing money. I was a teacher for 10 years and needing money. And that's why I was doing paint parties, is to have extra money. Like, we just needed money to pay the bills. Then I started getting emails about like, oh my gosh, I've been struggling with PTSD and your paint party class helped me. And more and more of those showed up. And it really became like this mission of like, this really isn't about paint parties. This really is about just sharing God's love. This really is about allowing people a place to heal, to create. And I mean, I can tell you story after story after story of what has happened in my paint parties and still happens to this day. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was teaching a paint party, and I always have Pixie or Bobby, or we hire somebody to help me like with cleanup, because one of my biggest things I feel is at the end of a party, I'm not trying to rush them out. Obviously I want to keep it around 2 hours, but I'm not trying to rush them out. But one of my biggest things is like, while my team is cleaning up, or my family, whoever you have to help you. And, a lot of times I do them by myself where I don't have help. But if, I don't sit there and kind of push them out. Like, I might be cleaning up around them, but I am talking to them. I am listening to them. Every time, I promise you, it's like that person just needed somebody to listen. And so I always vow to like, I want everything ready when they show up. I'm like, I want it ready. I don't care if I'm there 2 hours early, but I need it ready before they show up, because when they are there, I want to be about them. I don't want to be trying to frantically get stuff ready. And then at the end, it's about, the whole time is about them. But then at the end too, it's also about them. It's about me, and I've had people like literally crying and telling me their stories. And it's just because I've allowed a place for them to tell it. And I've allowed them to pull me aside and tell me their story. And so again, I know, we keep the paint party music upbeat. We keep everything happy. We have so much fun. But I know in my heart, like, yes, we're going to have fun just like we're having fun now, right? We're going to be adding this and doing all of this. But I know in my heart, I was put at that paint party to just be a listening ear, to let somebody tell me what's going on in their life. And I seriously think that is so, so important. So, whenever you start to really go like, oh my gosh, you're frantic over the paint, all of that, really make sure you are about them. Make sure you are there to serve and to help. Okay, so what I'm going to do is add a little bit of white into here. And then I'm just going to do this, just kind of adding. First, I want to just show you how to add some spruces, okay? Some little spruces here, and then we'll go in and add to the green. All right, so, and we can also do this too. Sometimes I get confused because I'm an artist. So we keep the same one, and we can use a little bit of the blue, the sweet mint, and we can just dab those in there. All right, Bobby, did I answer that question? I feel like
Yes.
Okay, I feel like I went like a few different ways.
You did, but okay. That's okay. It was good, yeah. So this is a bunch of people have been asking about brushes.
Yeah.
And so the main questions are like, what types of brushes do you like to use for your paint parties? What sizes do you give each painter? And is there like a place that you recommend they go buy brushes where they get the best deal? So brushes.
Brushes, yes. So when I first started buying brushes, it was back in the day when Michael's had like buy one, get one 40% off. or, here's a 40% off coupon per customer. And so we would go out to eat like at Weatherford or, anywhere basically. If there were me, Bobby, Pixie, and then mother-in-law who just called and stepdad, Shree and Eddie there, I would go, all right, y'all, I know we just went to eat, but we got to drive through Michael's because everybody's got to use a coupon. And I literally had my entire family stand in line to get the brush packs, the Craft Smart brush packs at 40% off. They don't do that anymore. But every time we went out to eat, they were like, oh my gosh, Heidi, really? So now what I recommend is, if you can't get to Michael's or a Hobby Lobby, if you can get to Amazon, Amazon has some really cheap brushes. We also have a couple of different like wholesale people inside of Paint Party headquarters. So if you're a part of Paint Party headquarters, we share all of our wholesale information. But basically what you want to find is a round 6, a 1-inch flat, a liner brush, and then some of my paint parties where a lot of background has to be painted, I will use a chip brush. And you can see this has been used we probably should get rid of this, but
that's yours.
It's so
You're good. You can use another 10 paintings.
Oh yeah. But when they're so good, that's good stuff. Like that's holding memories.
You do always say you scrape with it.
I do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, so I always get these, 50 cent to $1 chip brushes. And then I always paint my paintings with these 3 brushes and this is why. When you have a paint party business, you don't want to have a zillion brushes. So I always stick with these 3, a 1-inch flat, a liner, and a 6 to 8 round. And the reason why, and then I paint my paintings with the same brushes that I'm going to give to my customers. Because, how dare I go buy a bunch of really expensive brushes and then give them cheap ones and go, good luck making the same thing happen. So I've gotten used to painting with wholesale cheap brushes so that I can make sure I can do that for my customers as well. So that's what I do. So you can get them on Amazon if you decide to be a part of Paint Party headquarters, which right now we have the doors wide open for you. If we are offering new members, if you want to be a part of Paint Party headquarters, where we share all of our wholesale information, hundreds of designs, everything. But again, I know that's not for everybody, but if you're wanting more information about that kind of stuff, we have all of that inside there. I'm going to add just a little bit of black in the centers, and then we'll answer another question.
All right. Let's see. Let's go with, I don't know. That's what I mean.
Bobby, he's nervous about picking the name.
I haven't looked at. Okay, let's go with Amy Schuler. Her question is, hey, before I ask this, I wanted to say, I've been shipping out all these aprons and flower crowns. So how many people out there are actually wearing your aprons and your flower crowns right now?
That's a good question, because when they do the homework, I want to see your pictures with you and your flower crowns for sure. Maybe put your apron on with your flower crown and hold your painting.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, I got to speed up this painting.
Yes.
So, okay.
Amy asks, how do you keep people painting along with you at the same pace?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, so when I first started my paint parties, I didn't really know how to time it. And so a 2-hour party sometimes would take me 4 hours. Anybody have that happen? Let me know, because I'm sure y'all have. I'm actually going to grab a little bit of this yellowish color. I'm just going to not...
Mustard.
Yeah, it does look like mustard. I'm going to mix it with that yellow because I don't love the mustard. And then I'm just going to add in a little bit... No... I don't like that.
A little dark.
I'm not gonna do that. Oh, Michelle has on her apron. Yay! I don't like that. I'm gonna actually go over it with white. I'm just gonna put some white lines on this. There we go. Just some white lines. Because I want to try to be done around the hour mark. So I'm gonna speed up my painting a little bit. But don't worry, you will have this on replay if you have time and you are working on it again and want to hang out. So we're just adding a little bit there. And then what I'm gonna do is take my don't let me forget that question. But I'm going to take my flat brush and I'm going to grab a little bit of black back and forth like this. And then if people are not used to this, you can bring paint pens. Okay, so I have all the bristles at once. All the bristles at once. I watch where I'm going, not where I'm at. It's like riding a bike. Watch where you're going, not where you're at. And if you make a mistake like I just did, not a big deal. But if you're nervous about this part, you can use paint pens. You can get paint pens at the store, at Michael's, at Amazon, anywhere. But this just like, I'm usually pretty fast at this just because I've done it so many times. But it did take practice. So I know new painters aren't going to be like perfect at this. And then we just add a little bit of black in here. And then we're going to go around these in black too. Okay, so what was that question?
Keeping people at the same pace as you.
Oh, that's a great question. So keeping people at the same pace, what I like to do is say, okay, we're about to outline the flowers in black, right? So I'm going to grab my brush, my round. I'm going to start outlining it and I'll say, hey, and I have a great paint party playlist that y'all can get access to. It's great music that just makes the crowd stay pumped and excited. And I'll say, during this next song, Dolly Parton 9 to 5, I'm going to play this song. And by the time this song is over, you should have all of your flowers traced. Ready, set, go. And then that way they are singing 9 to 5, but they also know that this is not something that's going to take 4 songs. This literally is right now. They got one song. So if you have your Alexa, you can have her play. So then you could just go, okay, it's we're almost at the end of the song. How's everybody doing? And you just kind of watch them. And that's something that we do for almost every step. We'll say, okay, this next step's going to take 2 songs. This next step's going to take, 3 songs, whatever. And then that way, if you see most people are done, then you'll go, okay, we're going to move on to the next step. But if somebody's like falling behind, just kind of go over to them and say, hey, don't worry, we're going to move on to the next step because the class is ready. But don't worry, I'll come over here and help you. I just want to make sure because we only have the space until 8 or 8:30 or whatever it is. And then, of course, that's where, and I'm going to grab this and do this on the left side of all the flowers or the leaves. And that's where a lot of times, it'll be where I send paint home. Because if, sometimes you do have that one person that's taking forever. And then of course, all of y'all, if you are saying you're behind in this is a 2-hour painting and I'm doing it in an hour. So I'm doing this a lot faster than I would at a legit paint party. So don't forget, you're going to be able to come back. This will be on replay and you'll be able to come back. I just want to encourage you, while we're in it, while we're doing this, to actually take action. It's going to make it easier. It's going to make it easier whenever you go to send that magic script, when you have your beautiful painting ready to share. So hopefully that answered that. I don't know. Did it?
Yes.
Okay. Let me tell the next step real quick and then we'll answer another question. Because in a minute, we are about to switch gears and go over the paint party calculator. And this is really good. It's a very, very quick, 5-minute thing we do. And we talk about what goals we're going to make and then also how you can have a profit every party. Okay, so the next step is I'm going to put some little...
Scooch it back a little so you can see the bottom.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Bobby.
Sure.
Okay, so the black needs to dry a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and just add my extra black lines in here. This is where a paint party, or not a paint party. This is where a paint pen comes in handy. Also, something else really cool that I've seen people do, especially on the girl. Oh, I'm stuck. Bobby. Shut up. So on the girl, I've seen this and I think it's really cool to do for the flowers too. So remember we have the girls here, is I have seen them, and they've used them as a painted prayer, which I love when people do painted prayers. But you can also do this on the flowers. So what you could do is what they wrote was things like, I am worthy, different encouraging words. And we kind of I don't know if you can see the dreamer.
Dolly's in front of it.
Oh, let's see. Can y'all see, I started it here. The dreamer, can y'all see that? The dreamer up here. Oops, Dolly, stay, Dolly. Dreamer right here, and I had started to write words of encouragement all through those sun rays. Yeah, right there. I started to write encouragement words all through those sun rays. So you can actually do that on this painting. So you could have them with paint pens, write really cool stuff. And that's also something I'm encouraging y'all to do with this painting. So instead of just doing a line and a dot and lines and dots, I'm also encouraging you to, and I'm just using the liner brush for this, to do words. So if you want to do words here instead, you totally can. Okay, so I'm just going to add these in real quick. And you can see I'm doing them kind of messy. And I do that on purpose too. When you have beginner painters, if you're doing straight lines, they're going to freak out. Okay, we don't want to be doing real straight lines on purpose. All right, so the next step, and then we'll answer a couple more questions before we go to the paint party calculator, is adding in with a round brush, white paint. And then you want to make sure, so this will be dry for your customers because they're already going to have it dry, but you want to make sure it's dry before you dab on there. And what we're going to do is just start dabbing. And I'll put it up close so you can see. We'll start dabbing little blobs.
Are those olives?
I don't know. I don't know what they are. There's flowers.
I want an olive.
We have some olives downstairs.
Oh, good.
We should eat some after this. We're going to go have an olive break.
The olive date.
Olive date. That's cute. That's really cute. Bobby took me out for Mexican food last night. I was so happy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everything is solved with cheese dip and guac. And maybe a margarita.
You should make a shirt with that on it.
Everything is solved with cheese dip. It really is. Cheese dip and guac is like, I feel like all is right in the world with a bowl of cheese dip and guac. Okay, so I'm going to add a few of these. And let me know if you agree with that statement. Okay, so I just these are still wet, so I have to be cautious. But I'm going to start adding a bunch of these while we answer a few last questions. Remember, if you did not get your answers to your questions and you're freaking out, first off, oh, Amy says all of you. Like, oh, all of you. That's sweet. Oh, I love you too. That was real dorky too.
This and Bud had laughing at our own jokes.
Yes. That was funny. So I'm just gonna be adding these in, but I was gonna say, if you did not get your questions answered, Jody, yeah, definitely. Jesus and guac. Yes, I love that. We gotta add Jesus, cheese dip, and guac because the cheese dip is very important as well. Okay, so if you did not get your questions answered, remember, Friday at 11 a.m. and 7 p.m., we're going to be via Zoom with some coffee, and I'm going to be answering your questions face to face. So remember, and I'll be here tonight. I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be here the next night. I told y'all are going to get sick of me because we're going to just be chatting it up the whole time. So if you feel like, I keep asking the question, but it's not getting seen, you can also ask it in the Flower Fest group, and our team's going to be in there answering questions throughout the week. I really want you to take action on your paintings. I want you to just make a pact with yourself and get it done. Get it done. Okay, that's having some black kind of mixed in, but that's okay. All right, let's answer a couple more questions, Bobby, and then we'll do the paint party calculator.
Okay. If she's using a lookbook.
Okay.
And they are picking paintings that she hasn't painted yet.
Yeah.
Then how does she know if she can complete them in the 2 to 3 hour time frame? Or should she always have painted them before she puts them out there?
No, do not paint them before. So, okay, so she's talking about the lookbook. So if you're in Paint Party headquarters, please do a hashtag PPHQ. And you get access to this lookbook if you're in Paint Party headquarters. So basically our goal is for you to be the go-to person at your paint part, like in your town. Like people want to book with you because of all the stuff you offer and all of those things. So I actually encourage Paint Party Headquarter members because again, if you're inside Paint Party Headquarters, you have access to everything we offer. All of our designs, everything. I actually teach you, oh, we have Terry here, Lori, Tammy, oh my gosh, so cool. So I actually teach you to print these, or, you know, we have another week you can order them in bulk from me. I actually teach you to print these and go give them to your local area and to put right here your information so that people can contact you. So let's say you're wanting to do this one right here, the butterfly, right? I always teach a profit every party. So before I ever even order those butterflies or cut those butterflies out, I am going to get prepays, and we teach you how to do all of that, because here's the thing, and I've learned the hard way, and let me know if you have learned the hard way. I have been there where people have, said they're going to come to a party and they don't show up. Has anyone had that happen before, right? You think that you're going to have all these people that said they're coming to a party and then they never show up. So I teach you to do a prepay every party, like a prepay in advance. So a lot of times I'll take one of the photos and I'll actually book the party before I've ever, as long as I know I can paint it. Like, if you're brand new to painting, obviously start painting, start getting used to it, right? Start realizing, oh wait, I can do this. But if you have painted, you can look at something and go, okay, yes, I can paint that, or no, I probably need to practice that before I offer it. So if you know you can paint it, then go ahead and do it as a prepay. And then once you get, 2 or 3 people, then you start painting it. You're like, oh my gosh, I have 3 prepays. I better go ahead and paint this, and then get ready for the party. I cannot tell you how many times, because we have guest artists inside of Paint Party headquarters, I cannot tell you how many times that I will book a party with one of those guest tutorials, and then I've never painted it until the party has been paid, and then I go ahead and paint it. So I have my example, and also I've done it so I can show up and know what to do. Okay, so the last step of this, y'all, is actually 2 steps. Is if you want to take some of that strawberry with the back of your brush, you can just dab little dots like this. And then, Bobby, do you mind doing a quick little video while we add the glitter? With a little vertical video.
If I can stand way back.
Why?
Because it's glitter.
Oh, he hates glitter, y'all. We are in a house divided. We're in a house divided. Okay, so the last step, and I highly recommend this, is always we use Craft Twinkles a lot. It's a crystal. Always bring glitter, okay? And people ask, where do you put glitter? And I say...
everywhere.
Oh my gosh, I thought he was going to say nowhere.
I know what you say. I say.
I say everywhere. So I just say use your finger. And the reason I have them use their finger, and it has to be on dry paint, is because then they have another experience. So at the paint party, it's another feeling of being a child, playing with paint. And so I honestly not only does it ruin your brushes if the brushes don't get in the water pretty quick, but I also do it because it's just fun. It's just fun to finger paint, So I love saying go ahead and, grab some paint, and we'll put the glitter paint on their plate, or we'll just put it on the tablecloth, because we always just throw it away, the tablecloth, when we're done. And so I'll say, put it everywhere. And so when this dries, I'll actually grab glitter and I'll put it all over the place. Here in the leaves, I can put it in the flowers. Some of that's dry, and then look how it shines. Isn't it pretty? I love it so much. Okay, that's the last step. All right, so now we're going to our schoolwork, okay? So everybody get out a piece of paper, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the Paint Party calculator, okay? So if you would, please get a piece of paper out. I'm gonna actually move the painting, okay? So we've done our beautiful painting. And then what we're gonna do is we are going to do a Paint Party calculator, how to have money in the bank right now. Oh, I'm so glad. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so again, Paint Party calculator. This is how to have a profit every party and how to see how much profit you can make from just 10 painters. So I want you to grab a piece of paper, a Sharpie, or a piece of paper and a pencil, I don't care, whatever you want. And then I want you to write on the top, Paint Party calculator. Now, once you have done that, please put done in the comments. So I want to see if you have done this. So Paint Party calculator. Okay, then I'll tell you your next step. Very excited. This is one of my favorite little exercises. It's so simple, but it's so easy to do, okay? So done. Oh, Stephanie says done. Michelle says done. Cheryl says done. Jen, Cindy. Oh my gosh, fast and furious. Wow. Good job. Y'all are great. Great students. Okay, so under it, I want you to write, I like to put a little slash, and then I'm going to put money in the bank. Okay? So once you write money in the bank, if you'll do a money symbol, just so we all know you've written money in the bank. And I'm going to watch for the money symbols so I know you're ready. Dun, 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 dun. Emoji money symbol if you have it. If not, do a check mark. Oh, good. We got the money symbols going. Okay, Val's got it. Maureen's got it. Leslie, Tiffany, Brandy, Amy, Ashley. Oh my gosh, Manetta, everybody. Oh my gosh, so many. Okay, awesome. Now what I want you to do is draw a rectangle, aka calculator. Okay, now this is what I like to do. You don't have to go this route, but I just love to do this. And this is going to be part of your homework, so you might as well do it while we're together, right? So what I want you to do, okay, tell Pixie we'll be right there. What I want you to do is write your little window like a calculator. And then I want you to do 4 circles. And then you're going to repeat that 4 times. So make your circles kind of big because we're going to make this into a calculator. All right, so we should have 4, 4, 4, 4. When you've done that, can you do a smile emoji so I know you're ready? Okay, so here's where we're at. Paint party, calculator, money in the bank, and we're about to do something really cool. And the reason why we do this, oh, hopefully, yes, good. Smile emoji, Jennifer, good. Maureen, we got Michelle, we got Janelle, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so you don't have to write it in here if you don't want to, but I kind of like to. I do the numbers. So this on a calculator is 7, 8, 9, and then it's the time sign. So 7, 8, 9, the time sign. Then I do 4, 5, 6, the divide sign. 1, 2, 3, the minus sign, the hashtag or the pound sign, 0 plus equals. Now you don't have to do that, but I like to do that because here's why. I can be like, do, 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 and I can pretend like it's a fake calendar or a fake calculator. Okay, so once you have that on here, what I want you to do is put, let's say you have 10 painters, okay? Now 10 painters times, I usually charge $35 for an 11 by 17 or a 16 by 20. So that's kind of my going rate that I charge. Yes, Jennifer, that's actually kind of fun. Haha, I know, right? Like, it's like you're making your own little paper calendar, like calculator. I love it. So let's say I'm going to do 10 painters times 35. Okay? That equals how much money? So Alexa, what's 10 times 35? Alexa, what's 10 times 35? 10 times 35 is 360. Okay, so that equals $350. Me and Alexa do math all the time. Okay, so that's $350. Okay, roughly minusing supplies. Now remember, you do not have to have easels right now, aprons right now. You don't have to have everything, right? You just got to have the basics. You need a few brushes. Maybe at the beginning, you know, when I taught paint parties and I didn't have easels and aprons, I literally just had people lay their paintings down, and which sometimes I still do depending on the venue. Oh, Alexa answered. Yay, we got Alexas all over the country answering. So basically it's around, you know, $60, about $60 that we calculate for expenses, okay? Canvases are cheap, all of that kind of stuff. If this is wood, I'm going to charge more. But let's say we're doing this painting right here. We're doing this flower bouquet. Is that how you say bouquet? Bouquet? I don't know. And so that's going to be $290. All right, so we have a profit of $290, okay? $290. Now, I want you to take it a step further, okay? Here's what I want you to do. Now, this is part of your homework, and you can, more importantly, share, but I want you to write one thing right here. I want you to put a number 1 and a number 2. One goal that you want with this $290, okay? So when you start really thinking about, oh my gosh, I can make $290 off one party of 10 people. And tomorrow I'm going to teach you the magic script, so don't worry. I'm going to walk you through how to actually book a party. You can actually write out your goals on what you want. So I'm going to tell you my 2 goals that I want with this $290, okay? I love doing this because it literally makes me go, oh my gosh. And remember, at the very beginning of my paint party world, it was literally about paying the electric bill, about paying my bills. But as you start to grow your business, as you start to do more paint parties, you can actually, there was a Beatles song. It actually was Write Yourself a Swimming Pool. They ended up writing a song, and because of the profits of that song, the Beatles bought themselves a swimming pool. So they were like, okay, we want a swimming pool. How can we make a swimming pool happen? Let's write a hit song. And so they literally wrote a song, and then they bought themselves a swimming pool. So here's how you kind of backtrack it in the paint party world. So my 2 goals is going to be a cruise. I love going on cruises. I love taking my paints and painting on cruises. So I'm going to put cruise 3 to 4 day, because I know if I watch the sales for about $300, I can usually get a cruise for 3 to 4 days. And then also one of my goals is always, I love this, new cowboy boots. So I wear cowboy boots all the time. I love them. I love trying them on. I love looking at them. I just love them so, so much. So these are my goals, okay? So now, tomorrow, I'm going to use the magic script and book me a party so that I can go towards these goals. So what I want you to do, if you feel confident, is write out what your goals, you can share 1 or you can share 2, and then we're going to have Bobby share a couple of the goals with me and you, and then we're going to share those on this video right here. So go ahead and write out your goals of what you can do. Okay, so I want to hear some goals. Let's do it.
All right. Cammie Phillips says, new car.
New car. Wow, you're gonna need a lot of paint parties. A lot of paint parties. Try to think of something for $290. The goal is like, here's the thing I want to tell y'all. Again, I'm a huge, big dreamer. I dream really big and I try to accomplish those really big. But here's the thing I want you to know is that when you start out with 290, for example, right? And you reach this goal fast, you are going to gain so much confidence. And then, yes, we have people who have paid, $40,000 in debt off, who have paid for their kids to go to college with paint parties. That is a true fact, and that happens all the time. But if you're brand new to this, I just want you to get started. And if you put something so high that now, hadn't even done the first one, it might deter you from going to the next one. So the reason why I make it specific, and I don't know if any of y'all have shared goals, if you've ever done much with goal setting, you have to make it specific. You have to make it achievable, because you hitting this 290, which seems kind of crazy, you might just want to buy extra art supplies, right? You might just want to go out to a really nice dinner. But when you put a number that is reachable and then you reach it, you have now made yourself a promise. You've kept your promise. You've actually reached it. Now you've given yourself more confidence. Okay. If I say something real extreme and it's going to take me 3 years to reach it, it's going to cost me $100,000 and it's going to take me, 50, 100, 200 paint parties to reach. This is going to dwindle and my energy for that's going to dwindle. However, even one of y'all said pay off bills. I want a specific. Do you have an Ulta credit card that needs paid off today, right? What is the specific? How much is it? If we put something vague, we won't have it happen. Oh, Minetta, that's a perfect one. A new pair of Brooks running shoes and a housekeeper. Perfect. That is great. Brooks running shoes are about $100, 120, right? So put that on there. Brooks running shoes, $120, or go pick out the pair you want. Don't buy them yet, but pick them out and put that price there. So I really, really, really am challenging you to be specific, because I know that helps. CC, pay off credit cards. Put the one you want to pay off. Start with that one. Once you get it, the sky's the limit. Okay, let me know if you've ever had a goal where, I know this is just such a cheesy, normal one that's out there, but I want to lose weight, right? That's a goal everybody says. Well, do you really want to lose weight, or do you want to lose 5 pounds, or do you want to lose 30 pounds, or do you want to start walking more? Do you want to start drinking more water? It needs to be specific. If it's very vague, nothing's going to happen. So really, I'm going to challenge you to be specific. Okay. So Bobby, share some specifics. Sorry.
There's so many.
I'm glad we all have dreams. That's amazing. We're dreaming.
Saw a few hot tubs.
Hot tubs.
I think
No.
you see that one quite a bit.
Hot tubs is a big one.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
We should sell hot tubs.
Yeah, hot tubs. We're going to get a new business. Olives and hot tubs.
Rainey says new summer dresses.
Oh, that's a good, I love shopping, so that's a fun goal.
Brandy Collins says farmer's market booth for the winter months so she can sell her crafts.
Oh, great goal, Brandy.
Yeah. Rita says she needs a haircut.
Oh, haircuts are not cheap anymore. They're like $35, $45 for girls.
Let's see. Cherilita Mason Cruz says buy more art supplies.
Oh, nice. I'm always in for that, for sure. Oh, and while you're saying these, Brendan, if you could please send Bobby the recap for homework, and then that way I can make sure to say that at the end, or have Bobby say it.
Amy Whitebear says she wants to go to Disneyland.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, there was one up there, so they're going to pay for gymnastics for their daughter.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh my gosh, bucket list trip to Paris. Oh, so I would start, Trina, if that's your goal, which is awesome, by the way. What I would start doing is writing out how much you need for the flight, for example, how much you need for the hotel. And then I would go, okay, this paint party is going to pay for my hotel. This paint party is going to pay for my flight, whatever it is, because that's the thing. Y'all, as much as I want you to have success with paint parties, like I want you, so I am one of those people that I worked so hard. I still work very, very hard. But I've learned how to balance it with family now. Where before, like there were a lot of things and there's consequences to everything. There's good consequences, there's bad consequences. You know, you can do really, really great things in your life and you're going to have a give and take, right? That's just part of it. If I go full force, you know, with my paint party business, you know, there's going to be, sometimes I miss somebody's birthday. Sometimes I miss, you know, a family get together. There are sacrifices. However, I want you to work hard and play hard. What that means is I want you to have so much fun. Like I want you to do this business. I want you to teach a paint party. If your goal is 1 paint party a month or 50 paint parties a month. I mean, that's intense. Maybe not do that, but 1 paint party a month or 10 paint parties a month, whatever you want to do, but also make time on your calendar for fun. You know, I was not that person for a long time. I was head down as fast as I could go. And then all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, like there's a better way to do this. I can schedule my paint parties when I want to schedule them. And so now what I do is I go through my calendar and I write out all the things I want to be a part of and the family and anything that we're going to do with Pixie and our daughter, who's 16 years old, like all of that kind of cool stuff. Gloria, stay in a castle. Yes. High five. I want to do that too. You know, like so many cool things, but you need to be able to dream. And what I find when we do this event is a lot of times we get messages where people are like, thank you. I was finally able to dream again. And how important is that? To dream, to have hope, to realize, wait a minute, if I want a pair of new cowboy boots, I just got to go out there and get it. I'm not limited. I can go make this money because I've been taught how. And tomorrow I'm going to teach you the magic script so you can actually go book your parties. So I am excited for you. Let's listen to a few more and then we'll wrap up on our homework. I'm so happy you were here. Let me know if you've had fun.
Aubrey Hatcher says Dave Matthews tickets.
Oh, that's one of my friends, Gretchen. That's one of her favorites is Dave Matthews. She's been to a ton of concerts. That's awesome.
Diane Kennedy says pay for a trip from Paint Party Business Live to Georgia Aquarium.
Yes, that would be awesome. Yes, for all of y'all coming to Paint Party Business Live. Woo, I am so excited. I cannot wait.
It's going to be wild.
Yeah, our outfits they're in the making. Let's just say outfits in the making.
A lot of people saying extra supplies, more supplies, take care of the business first, things like that.
Oh, that's so responsible. Seriously, every time I make money from a paint party, obviously we want to do our goals too, but always put some back for your next paint party. So if you are short on pink, go buy some more pink, you know? And you don't have to like buy the Deco Art Americanas at first. You can always do Craft Smart, things like that first and buy some cheaper ones and then go to bigger ones.
Francesca wants to party. She says, it's Francesca Smiley says she wants a girls' Vegas trip.
Oh, I want to go on that. Yes, count me in. That sounds like so much fun. I love Vegas. And then we can do 2 more, and then we'll share the homework. Hopefully Brendan sent the homework.
Tamara Tipton says a raised garden bed.
Oh,
a raised bed garden.
Pixie's actually trying to build one right now. Yeah, that's so cool.
And then Pam Drummond says, buy another pair of Crazy Dog Z sandals.
What is that?
That's specific.
Thank you for being specific. Now I have to go Google
Crazy Dog Z sandals.
Are they awesome? Crazy Dog Z sandals? Huh. I need to definitely Google that. I might be wearing I might change my cowboy boots to Crazy Z sandals.
Did you need that?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Brendan. Okay, so here's your homework, okay? So first off, you need to paint your flower on canvas. If you have not finished it, go ahead and paint your flower on canvas. And then I want you to post a picture of your calculator with your goals on it, okay? So literally, right? If you're too nervous to post your face, that's okay. You can just take a picture of your goals and then post that in the group. You'll be surprised by you just posting how much that's going to help somebody else. And sometimes we realize like maybe we don't want cowboy boots. Maybe we want Crazy Z sandals. I don't know. It gives us ideas, right? And then I'm going to be teaching you the next painting. Remember the girls' paintings? I'm going to be teaching you, and you're going to be able to do. And then also I want you to comment on 3 people's posts. Something kind, okay? So if somebody posts their beautiful face with their goals beside it. No. If somebody posts this, I want you to say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see your new cowboy boots when you get them. Like, I want us to be kind to each other. That's really, really important to me. Again, the whole world is filled with a lot of negative places, and this next 4 days is going to be filled with fun, with excitement, with stories, with just so much cool stuff. Anyway, just to recap on the homework. So today we painted the flower vase, and you're going to be painting your flower vase. Post a picture with you holding your flower vase. I would love that. And then you're going to comment on 3 other people's posts, okay? So just comment something kind in this group. So I hope this was fun. I hope you had a great time. I hope this was helpful. And again, if you didn't get your questions asked, I'll be live again to answer questions. I told you we're going to be BFFs by the end of this. So I'll have to tell you my BFF story later in the week. But yeah, we're going to be BFFs. We're going to know a lot about paint parties. I'm going to hopefully challenge you to make some really cool stuff happen in your life. I'm excited you're here. So thanks so much for being here, for doing this, and I'll see y'all later.